Welcome back, everybody. The last UConn football home game of the season is tonight. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. at the Rent, 63 degrees.
Wow, I love night games, too. It's just going to be, and a Friday night, too. Certainly has been a great season for the Huskies, and for one player, the ability to take the field is even better. Caitlin Francis spoke with tight end Alex Honig and their team doctor for more on a partnership that is keeping student athletes healthy.
6'7" redshirt junior Alex Honig is a tight end for UConn. He's in his second season with the team, but after transferring last year from TCU, his first season was cut very short.
Last year, in the second game, I think it was the beginning of the second quarter, I injured my knee. It was a little bit of a freak accident. It was just very unfortunate, and I dislocated my patella, and which basically required me to get surgery, which kept me out till this spring. And yeah, it was very unfortunate just because it was the second game of the season and I missed all of that. But now I'm even more eager to get out there again and play.
Number 86 was sidelined for the rest of the season.
No, it was a pretty routine play. It was in Atlanta, our away game against Georgia State, and I was just blocking on the perimeter trying to set up a screen play, and I was blocking pretty well, and I felt like it was going good, but my teammate got tackled behind me, and 2 or 3 defensive players fell in the back of my knee and kind of twisted me up awkwardly. And when I went down, I immediately felt that this wasn't right. And when I looked down and my knee was kind of dismantled, I'd say, or it looked kind of weird, I realized it was not good. And all of a sudden, that routine play turned into kind of the turning point of the season personally for me.
So, like you said, you looked down and instantly knew something was wrong.
Yeah, but my kneecap wasn't really in place. It was at the side of my knee, and I couldn't straighten my leg. It was very painful, and it felt like a big cramp. And looking down, I realized it wasn't it wasn't correct.
Right.
The way it was looking, and then I was on the ground, and as soon as the trainers came out and I was taking out the game, I kind of realized that that was more than just a little nick up. I really realized that I had a big road to recovery in front of me.
Almost immediately, Alex saw the team doctor to figure out what to do next.
So when I saw him, it was obvious on the exam what the diagnosis was. In fact, Bob Howard, the head trainer, had already had made that diagnosis, and it was very obvious on physical exam. We don't, believe it or not, we all look at the MRI as the godsend to medicine. It is a fabulous tool, but for us, the physical exam is maybe even more important. But at any rate, it was obvious that he tore the ligament holding his kneecap in place. And we imaged, and that's exactly what it was. And he's a big man, plays in a very, very rough sport where you're supposed to hit people. It's on purpose. So it became very obvious that in order to get him back and not him have a recurrent dislocating patella, that we needed to fix it, repair the ligament, and in his case, we even augmented it with a graft to make sure that it was extra strong or sturdy.
From surgery to rehab, because of a strong partnership between UConn Athletics and UConn Health, trainers and doctors helped Alex get back in shape in time for spring football.
My injury was beginning of September last year. My surgery was about 2 weeks after that. And it really took me to about January that I felt confident running again and twisting and cutting and turning on my leg and all that stuff. But that was really faster than I thought, just because going into the rehab, you're really scared about stuff because it feels weird, it's painful, and you really think it's gonna take a while to gain that confidence back. But I would say during December, I started doing a lot of stuff that I'm used to in my workouts, which is running, which is lifting heavier. And then by January, February, I was really starting to feel really confident. And as soon as I started playing football again, it was like nothing ever happened.
Dr. Arciero says being the team doctor can sometimes feel like being the Grim Reaper, but building trust with the athletes and then being able to give them good news is what it's all about.
Well, it sounds like you built a lot of trust with Alex.
Yeah.
And you were able to give him good news because he's back out on the field now and he's playing very well.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel as his, I mean, you're the team physician, but how does that make you feel specifically as his doctor?
Oh, I love it. I love it. There's nothing that makes me happier, honestly. If you know, just something like you take care of an athlete, you have to see them on the court or on the sideline, they acknowledge you and they say, you know, it's all you, Doc, thank you. That's all I need.
And for Alex, all he needs is to stay healthy and help his team win this season.
I feel even stronger than I felt before, I would say. It really threw me out of my rails for a couple months, but now I feel even better. I feel more confident. I feel like I'm back to who I was, and I'm even faster, stronger, and I'm really not even worried about it. Sometimes I see the scar and I think about it, but really when I'm out there, when I put the helmet on, there's no thoughts about my knee going through my mind at any time. I want to be the dominant player that I think I can be on the field, and then also just help the team win in the best way, do my job, and bring some wins back to Stores, which we deserve of.
Certainly do. All right, good story there. Again, the last home game is tonight. We're going to have coverage of the game against Georgia State coming up on Eyewitness News starting at 4.
Yeah, big game. Can you imagine being 6'7"?
6'7".
I'm so glad that you're doing much better, Alex. And for more information on UConn Health, please visit health.uconn.edu. Incredible.
All right, coming up next on this Friday afternoon.